This is the short story of the Disney Princess Aurora. A long time ago, there once lived a king and a queen. The king and the queen were very sad as they had no children. One day, the queen sat by a pond in the garden of her castle, wishing to have a child of her own. Just at that moment, a frog sprang out onto a lily pad and exclaimed, "Your wish will be granted, my queen. Before this year passes, you shall have a daughter." Birth of Princess Aurora. The queen was very pleased to hear that. As time passed, everything happened as the frog had said. The king and the queen were finally blessed with a beautiful daughter. The child's birth was celebrated with a big feast. The king invited all their friends, relatives, kings, and queens from faraway lands for his daughter's name day. Everyone in the kingdom was invited to celebrate the birth of their new princess. The day of the feast arrived and the grand celebrations began. The princess was named Aurora, as she had filled the king's and the queen's life with light like the dawn. All the guests arrived at gathered in the castle's great hall. Every guest brought wonderful presents for the princess. The curse of Maleficent. Visitors from throughout the kingdom came to visit the princess, including the three fairies. The three good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, arrived with gifts. "I give her the gift of song," said Fauna, waving her wand. "I give her beauty," said Flora. As Merryweather was about to give her a present, a green spark filled the great hall. The evil fairy Maleficent appeared from the green fire. She wanted to give something to the princess too. But instead of a present, she gave Princess Aurora a curse. Before her 16th birthday, the princess shall prick her finger on a needle on a spinning wheel and die. After putting a curse on the newborn princess, she left as suddenly she arrived. Everyone present in the great hall gasped in horror. The king and the queen became sad too. After watching all this, Merryweather stepped forward to give Princess Aurora her final present. The fairy said, "Even though I cannot undo the wicked fairy's curse, I can soften it." She then said that the king's daughter would not die, but sleep for 100 years. Aurora would be awakened only by a true love's kiss. After hearing this, the king and the queen were not relieved. With heavy hearts, they decided that the three good fairies would raise Aurora far away from the castle. The three good fairies, disguised as simple peasants, took Aurora and obeyed the king's orders. You may. Princess Aurora's 16th birthday. Over the years, Princess Aurora grew to be very beautiful and wise. As she grew, she made friends with all of the animals in the forest. Soon Princess Aurora's 15th birthday arrived. The three good fairies are called Aurora, Briar Rose. They loved her with all their hearts but never told her that she was a princess. Soon, Briar Rose's 16th birthday arrived. She spent the entire morning singing to her friends in the forest about her dream. In her dream, Briar met a prince and she was convinced that he was her true love. Briar Rose meets her true love. Just at that moment, a prince was passing by the forest. He was Prince Philip. Prince Aurora's parents had planned for her to marry, but he didn't know that Briar was a princess. He hopped off his horse when he heard her singing and came out of the trees to approach Briar Rose. They sang and danced together. As Briar danced with him, she remembered that he reminded him of the prince in her dreams. The prince did not tell her who he really was. Briar wanted him to meet her aunties, the good fairies who had taken care of her. She still did not know the truth. Princess Aurora image source at Wesharpex. Info. Briar Rose knew that she was falling in love with the man she had just met. She asked him to come with her to the cottage. But when she returned, her aunties finally told her the truth. Briar was finally told that she is a princess and her aunties were really fairies. The fairies also told her that Aurora was to return to her parents' castle that night and meet the prince she was already engaged to. The curse had come true. Aurora became very sad at the thought of leaving the man she fell in love with. She only wanted to marry him, her dream prince. When they reached the castle, the three fairies left her alone to mourn. Just as they left, Maleficent soon appeared. She wanted her curse to come true. Maleficent put a spell on Aurora and took her to a high tower in the castle. And there Aurora pricked her finger on a needle of a spindle and fell in a deep slumber. The three good fairies soon found Princess Aurora. Upon seeing, they realized the evil curse had come true. The good fairies moved Aurora to the tower room. Then they cast a spell on the entire kingdom, making everyone sleep. The three good fairies knew they had to find Aurora's true love. They went back into the forest to find Aurora's true love because only a true love's kiss could wake Princess Aurora. It did not take too long for the fairies to realize who Aurora's true love was. Prince Philip faces Maleficent. But Maleficent had captured the prince. Maleficent did not want Prince Philip to save Aurora, so she bound him with chains. The good fairies soon rescued the prince. They gave the prince the sword of truth and the shield of virtue. The prince was now prepared to fight the evil fairy. But the fight was not easy. Prince Philip came face to face with the evil fairy. Maleficent had transformed herself into a giant dragon. A dragon that breathed fire. However, the prince defeated the evil fairy with the help of the three good fairies. After defeating her, the prince ran to Aurora. The prince gently pressed his lips against the princess's lips and kissed her. A true love's kiss. At that very moment, Princess Aurora's eyes opened and she smiled at him. Princess Aurora image source at www.fanpop.com. The curse had been broken. When Aurora saw it was her beloved, the man she had met before, she became very happy. Prince Philip and Princess Aurora soon got married after that and lived happily ever after.